Long Beach is going through its biggest transformation in 30 years. There's more construction happening right now in real time than it has in the past 2 decades combined. That includes over 3,500 new homes being built, billions of infrastructure upgrades, and a genuine reshaping of an entire coastal skyline. But here's the thing, and we all kind of know this intuitively, new does not always mean better, and it definitely doesn't mean it's a good investment. So my goal by the end of this video is for you to know exactly what's being built, when they're planning on finishing it, and just how these projects could impact the home values across one of Southern California's fastest growing coastal cities. My name is Isayas Theodros. I'm a CPA turned Long Beach and LA realtor, and I've tracked all the major developments in this market for years. And I've helped countless buyers like yourself stay ahead of the curve. And my goal is that you can get these insights that really no Google search can give you. So let's get into it. Okay, so when we're talking about major developments that are coming to the area, one of the biggest developments that's really doing a good job of changing the downtown area, and will continue to do so, is called the Mosaic. So the Mosaic is a massive project, and it's one of the most transformative in the area, that is replacing the old City Place Mall, and really its goal is to turn it into a vibrant mixed-use district. It has over 900 apartment units that are being built, 54 of them which are supposed to be affordable units. And I think one of the most interesting parts about this is that it has a very ambitious plan to activate the public spaces, really also reimagining what retail can look like in the area. The Mosaic site alone is over 14 acres, including multiple parcels. So it's a vast kind of space that's being reimagined. Okay, so of the parcels that we were talking about, one of them was actually recently sold to developer JPI, and it's already under construction, and we'll come to know it eventually as Jefferson Long Beach, which is going to bring over 200 units of apartments, 16 of which are going to be affordable. And I think what's even more interesting is that almost 20,000 square feet is going to be dedicated to ground floor retail. Again, that's going to help us kind of experience downtown differently. And then for the rest of the Mosaic, there's going to be another 600 units that are going to be for living, and then 150,000 square feet of retail, which already in real time includes places like Broken Spirits Distillery, Amatoli, and then of course other pop-ups and night markets that are happening right now in real time. So again, my biggest takeaway from all this, very ambitious of course, but this is not just the housing project, but a way to really combat what's known by downtown right now and really create what's a kind of full-blown revival of what we have known it to be. And now just a few blocks away from the Mosaic, you've got the Race of Long Beach at 3rd and Pacific. And this is not your average apartment building, because they're going to be bringing over 270 luxury units alongside 12,000 square feet of shops and restaurants on the ground floor. Look, my hope is that the building lands some strong tenants, because, you know, the truth is a lot of these buildings in the area have had their own challenges with kind of attracting the right type of tenants on these ground levels, especially some of the buildings that are a little bit smaller. But I'm optimistic about the future, because all of this momentum is pointing to a very concerted effort to revitalize downtown in a major way. It's a needed push, I might add, but in any case, the construction on all these projects is moving fast. And again, it points to a very positive trajectory that's going to be unfolding in real time and in the future. But another area of Long Beach that's destined to see a lot of change, additional transformation, is the southeast area of Long Beach, which is aptly called the Southeast Area Specific Plan. So the Southeast Area Specific Plan is essentially a long-term development plan that's helping to guide the land use, the housing, all the infrastructure in the Southeast Long Beach region, which essentially is covering the neighborhoods around 2nd Street, PCH, Alameda Spire, all that. Ultimately, it's really aiming, if you were to drill down, to balance the important combination of environmental preservation, coastal access within this mixed-use development conversation. And it's really one of the city's biggest opportunities for smart and sustainable growth outside of the urban core that we were just talking about in the downtown area. So when you add all this up, these projects are estimated to bring upwards towards 8,000 new residents to the Long Beach area. That's kind of like adding a brand new neighborhood to the city. And then of course, with those new residents is gonna come what they think is going to be upwards of $42 million of additional spending power within Long Beach SoDo. Of course, with so much development aimed at bringing new residents in, it's just that much more important that the public infrastructure and the entertainment and everything else that comes with a city matches the changes that are happening. But before we can talk about all that other stuff, let's finish up by talking about some of the changes that are going to be coming to the city's skyline. 3 of them in fact. So I think one of the most exciting elements, what's coming to Long Beach, is the developments that are being built vertically. And one of those is the 31-story Hard Rock Hotel that's already under construction. Now, this isn't just going to be another hotel. We've all heard of the Hard Rock. And I think what's cool about it is that it kind of serves in announcing Long Beach as a premier American destination. It'll have over 400 rooms, a rooftop, of course, the pool, the bar, the amazing views of the harbor. And I think what's also cool about it is that while it is a chain, the Hard Rock Hotel is going to work together with the city to preserve kind of the original historic facade of the building, combining the old with the new, and what will ultimately be its own unique twist. So together, with the development of the Hard Rock Hotel, we're going to see a real increase in the vertical square footage of what's coming to Long Beach, kind of like it's never been before. So the skyline is going to definitely change in real time. So it's cool to see that happen as well. And as I mentioned before, the next thing that we're going to talk about is how all these changes are motivating additional investments in infrastructure and development. But before we do that, I just wanted to give a sincere thank you to one of the reasons why a video like this is possible, or even the videos that we're making every week are possible. And that's because of all of the research and effort that my team and I are putting together to bring the best information to you with our work as realtors in Long Beach and Los Angeles. And also a special shout out to Loza, who is directly responsible with the quality control of all this as well, and making sure that we're putting our best speak forward and how everything looks. So thank you to everyone involved in that. And also, if you are looking for these honest insights about the Long Beach and Los Angeles area to help you navigate your process as you are figuring out where to live, how you want to go about doing it in this real estate market, follow this channel. Now let's get back to it. So brand new 5-acre concert venue near the Queen Mary is just the beginning of Long Beach's public space revolution that's happening in real time. Again, these are all great signs that point to where the city is going. So there are bulky projects in the works, and it's going to create this awesome new recreational opportunity throughout the city. So let's first talk about the Shoreline Amphitheater. First, for no other reason than the fact that I'm excited about it, the idea of envisioning more concerts and events like this coming to our backyard. It's a huge win for not only Long Beach, but the entertainment scene for people who are anywhere around here. What's really smart about this venue as well is that it's kind of perfect timing because it somewhat fills the gap of what was lost by the amphitheater that recently closed down in Irvine. And not only that, but the venue will also hold about 10,000 people, and it's gonna have amazing acoustics designed to keep the sound from bothering people who are in the nearby neighborhoods. And it's expecting to host over 40 major events each year. So again, this really changes the fabric of how people are going to be enjoying Long Beach, enjoying the waterfront, and it's also kind of positioned so you can see the Queen Mary in the background. That's kind of the part of the backdrop while you're watching the performances. So again, it's going to deliver not only an amazing acoustic experience, but just a kind of lived experience that everyone can enjoy in the city and from all around. Okay, so to put it lightly, I'd say that Long Beach's inclusionary housing policy is one of the best in the Southern California area. And I think its intention to want to prioritize that could really lead to the creation of thousands more of affordable housing units that are currently not available in our market. So the question is, how does it work? And at its core, it's generally pretty straightforward in the sense that starting in 2025, all new residential developments are going to need to include at least 5% of those units that have been developed as affordable units. And that percentage is going to increase over time. So I know at first that might seem like those are small numbers, but for those they do stack up. And it's really the city's way of saying, hey, as we grow, as we create these new developments, we want to make sure that people from all income levels are able to participate in this growth, which not only is important, but it's a smart approach. But aside from planning for the future, it's also very important to not only look, but take care of the past. And that's where restoration. Okay, the historic Breakers Hotel and its renovation is just one of the few major restoration projects that are breathing new life into the Long Beach iconic landmark scene. Now, this isn't just another hotel renovation. It's really bringing back a piece of Long Beach's history, because it was built back in the 1920s, and when the hotel was originally in rotation, it was the city's first luxury hotel and really a true landmark in the city. Now, after changing hands a couple of times over the years, it kind of fell into disrepair. And now, in today's kind of current real-time world, it's received a huge renovation, and it's kind of just revitalized its kind of boutique luxury feel. And now it's open to the public and creating waves. That's a new kind of social hub in the downtown area. So definitely check out the Breakers Hotel if you haven't. It definitely has that luxury boutique vibe that you'll really appreciate it if you're looking for something different from a big chain. But last but not least, we had the Shoreline Village renovation, which, if you've been to Long Beach, you probably know this kind of colorful spot on the waterfront that attracts a lot of tourists. And we've actually covered it in a previous video, so make sure to check that out if you haven't already. But it's also getting a complete update with new retail spaces and a redesigned walking path with a bunch of new parking as well, which is super important in that area. I think what's important to take away is that it's more than just a fresh coat of paint, right? It's really actually getting a full renovation that's going to make it an increased draw to tourists. So it's necessary while it's keeping its distinct look. So as I said, Long Beach is looking to the future while it's also doing a good job of kind of maintaining the integrity of its true identity. But within its future is still a major event that will definitely change the city forever. And that is something that we're all excited for, which is the Olympics. So what am I saying here? Long Beach is entering one of the most transformative periods it's going to see and has seen in the last 30 years, with all the investment coming into it and really all the opportunity for people who are looking to be a part of this community, residents, investors alike. If you want to make sure that you are going to make the best move and avoid making the worst move, reach out to us. I've helped countless clients and people who are in similar situations. Send us an email at tedrosteam@gmail.com, and we'll make sure to find the right home for you and set you up for success with all the information you need to know. If you've never lived here before, make sure to check out this video next. It's a must watch if you just kind of want a high level scoop on what it's like living in Long Beach, just to avoid surprises after you move. You gotta have some more information and kind of build the process of attaining the knowledge of what it's like to be here. In any case, we make videos like this every single week, so make sure that you continue to join us as we dive deeper into Long Beach and LA and all the surrounding pockets every single week, while we help you believe for Mark. Peace.